So the topic of today's sermon is lead by example. If I were to stay here today and talk about all the different things that the King of Thailand did and all the things that we should be appreciative of, it could be a very long sermon. So I'm just going to choose one thing, just one thing that I want to emphasize for us as countrymen, as followers, as respectful citizens of the King of Thailand. One of the things that he did that made him beyond reproach was that he led by example. He didn't tell people, everyone, live a very simple and modest life. And then he had 1 million cars, 1 million planes. He lived a simple life. He said, hey, I want everyone to care for each other. Love and care for your countrymen. And what did he do? When he traveled out to the countrysides, you see pictures, you hear stories. He didn't just sit in his car and point his finger and say, oh yeah, I came here already. He got out of the car and walked to every single house. He would visit every rice paddy. He would look at everyone's situation so that he could fully understand what his people were going through. He didn't take shortcuts. If you notice, this is one leader, one political leader, a figurehead, who didn't have major scandals. He didn't have all these prostitutes. He didn't kill people. He didn't have all these scandals. Why? Because he lived a virtuous life. He told his people to live as true Buddhists, follow the 5 precepts. And then he did it too. That's why you never hear the words, why should I do it? You don't do it. Because he did it. And that is one of his strongest points is, he didn't need to come out and talk a lot. Did you notice that like during so many of the political problems and so many of the country's lowest moments, he didn't come out and start screaming and yelling and getting all angry like a lot of other political leaders. He was quiet, he was controlled, he maintained himself. And that is what a great leader, a great father does. Not only do they love us, not only do they sacrifice for us and help us, but they also lead by example. So even when you can't hear their teachings, you can't see their face, and they are no longer on this world, the one thing that you do have is their memory. You remember all the little things that they did. You remember the way that they solved problems. You remember the ways that they dealt with things. You remember the kindness that they showed. And that is what lives on. The body doesn't live on. Even memory fades away. But the feeling that you have where he taught you something, he made you better. He made you proud to be Thai. These are the things that live on forever. And therefore, we are here today to do our duty as Thai people or respectful citizens of the world, to pay our respects to a great person who not only was great for himself, but was great for us and led by example, which is something that we all should try to do in our normal everyday lives. Don't just tell people to change. Show them the change that you want to see.